Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.
Hey, welcome back from this weekend, and happy Martin Luther King Day. I'm glad we still have today. I remember in grammar school we had Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King. I think it was the day, and one moment, and that's how we learned. We had to our school recognized the day. I went to Catholic grammar school, Catholic high school too, because I got a scholarship, an academic scholarship to go to high school from grammar school, and they paid all of my tuition, so my parents didn't have to. I'm glad, because they didn't have the money to pay for a Gold Coast high school in Chicago tuition. I got to go to school on the Gold Coast because I got an academic scholarship. So now I forgot what I was saying. That's crazy. I forgot what I was saying. Mm, 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 mm. I knew it was going to be a good story, though. I knew it was going to be a good story because I got a lot of good stories. Well, I'm just going to back up and turn right back around. Well, oh yeah, I remember Martin Luther King. I remember Martin Luther King. So in grammar school, we had to learn one of his speeches and recite one of his speeches, and that was in grammar school. Don't ask me what speech I had to remember. I don't even remember. I remember reciting Langston Hughes, the same speech that Dr. Martin Luther King recited in one of his speeches at he was at a grammar school, and that speech was "Life for Me." It's the Crystal Stair. I don't remember the title of it, but "Life for Me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it and boards all torn up in places where you don't ever want to go." That was the story. And I'm like, you know what? I understand that story so much now as an adult, because life for me, life for a lot of us, especially veterans. Oh my God. And that's why I stick around, because life for veterans, it has not been a crystal stair. It's ridiculous what veterans go through. And we sign up to protect you all. We didn't sign up to go to a country club. We didn't sign up to go on vacation. We knew we had to work when we got there, because we heard everybody saying, the drill sergeants yell at you as soon as you get off the bus, before you get on the bus, when you get off the plane. We knew what we were getting into, and we still went. We went because we have that desire that y'all don't have. I'm not saying all y'all wanted to go, but the ones who did think about going and didn't go, we went. We went so that we can stand in the gap for those who can't take care of themselves. That makes sense. So now my position for the past 22 plus years have been to stand in the gap of homeless veterans. Because as a former homeless veteran, I didn't have anybody standing in the gap for me. Nobody. One lady who said, you know what? I know where you can go for safety. One woman. From 1987 to 1993, I was a battered wife and a homeless female veteran. And my husband was then actively serving in the Marine Corps. Nobody stood in the gaps. So that's why I was standing in the gaps and still standing in the gaps almost 25 years for homeless veterans. Now my company, VetMentors, where's my map? I put my map behind me now. Right here. Massachusetts contacted me today. Massachusetts, if you are here, chime in to let me know that you are in the room. As a matter of fact, just let me know where you are watching me from and what brings you to my channel. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am an Army veteran, a veteran of military sexual trauma, veteran of homelessness and domestic battery and abuse. And what have I done with all of that? Well, I'm glad you asked. I took it to the community and turned it all around to have housed over 5,000 homeless veterans who were in my situation, in different areas of that situation, and teaching now across the country to providers or soon to be providers how to house homeless veterans. Because on the contrary, what many people think, housing homeless veterans is more than just sticking them in a room. It's so much more than just sticking the veteran in a room. So everybody out there, in the sound of my voice, you come back and watch this video and you say, you know what? Yeah, they got some place to sleep now. They have some place to live and coexist. If that's where they want to be, because they have to be, because look, they're not service connected, damn it. They don't have 100% service connection disability. They probably hadn't even put in a claim. That's why they don't have much money. They probably didn't even, they probably are saying, I hate the VA. I don't want to have anything to do with the VA. I don't even consider myself a veteran and all that jazz. I've heard it all. Man, shut up. Shut your mouth and go to the VA and file a claim because you're talking crazy. So all of these people out here, and I'm not mad at you because veterans don't know, and you don't know either. If you knew a veteran could receive benefits, and I'm going to show you what organizations, well, not the organizations, there's too many. I'm going to show you what departments have benefits and resources for veterans. I'm going to show you in just a second. But I want you to think about this, and this is what I teach you. I teach you how to work in the veterans community and take a veteran from homeless through their transition to rentals to home ownership, becoming investors and business owners. And all of this is funded by the federal government. Did y'all hear me? All of that, what I just said, is funded by the government, the federal government, the state, your local government. Yeah. But if you don't know how to help a veteran access any of this, then You know, when we call you in the veteran space, and we don't downplay what you're doing, because we know you don't know. If you are providing transitional housing or shared models type housing, or um, what's another one, independent housing, and you have veterans, you're not doing them a service unless the veterans have no other place to go. And we'll talk about that too. Unless the veteran, let's say, is senior and they don't have a family and they really want to be there, then keep them there. Nobody's saying take them out, keep them there. But if a veteran has the desire, put it that way, because all veterans don't, but if the veteran has the desire to do better in life, to do better because he or she can, but just don't know about their benefits, about resources that are in the community, I'm going to share that with you. I want to also invite you to my master class that I'm conducting live this Thursday on Zoom. You can email me. You're over here on TikTok, or you can email me, because I've been getting a lot of emails from YouTube. So y'all can email me and I'll send you that link, because I don't know where it's at in my stuff. Okay, so let's get back to it. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to be here for about 45 minutes over here. So you have a homeless veteran, and you say, well, you're housing homeless veterans right now. You're housing homeless people in your independent living home, or in your shared living model home, and they get to live. They got friends in the crib. They have food in the refrigerator. They can go outside in the back and sit on the patio or porch, and they got some place to live and good. I'm glad they do. They're not on the street. Just released from incarceration, and they found you, and you said, yeah, you can come stay over here. You can stay here as long as you want. You can live here forever, 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 forever. Yeah. So now they got to go find a job so they can pay for that bed that they're sharing a room with. And that's what they're doing. They got a little piece of job. So they got enough money to pay for the bed. 24-year-old veteran who was just released from incarceration. And he said, well, this is the best job I can get right now because I was incarcerated. And this is the best I can do. Well, no, it's not. You're a veteran. You are a veteran. And depending on what you did, if you're out that quickly, then it probably wasn't nothing too bad. And I've housed a lot of veterans who were formerly incarcerated. As a matter of fact, I conducted workshops at the Metropolitan Federal Bureau of Prisons and Cook County Corrections at their halfway house to educate veterans on how to get housed and how to use their benefits. Because just because you are incarcerated doesn't mean that you can get your benefits. You need to sit down with a VSO and have those conversations. I've housed a lot of veterans with benefits who were formerly incarcerated for housing, with housing benefits, housing choice vouchers, with Section 8 vouchers, using SSVF funding, which we have billions of dollars in those organizations across the country. So when you say to me, Yvette, That's how y'all sound. I don't even know y'all. I haven't heard any voices because you have to email me or text me, email me. But this how I hear it because I'm like, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Either I want to house homeless veterans. How do I get started? What's the easiest way? What's the quickest way to really not just house? Because if you're just housing homeless veterans, then you're doing it the way that you're seeing everybody else doing it on social media. I got a house and I got 10 people in the house and I have 13 houses. And the veteran pays me every month. I keep getting these text messages to my phone and phone calls to my phone from my local veteran community asking me that what can we do about that because they're taking advantage of our veterans. We know that. They don't know that because they don't know what veterans receive. So my course, I have a master class that is running for the next how many? For the next 10 weeks, 11 for the next 11 weeks on how to properly house homeless veterans under programs to help veterans go from your transitional, or first of all, go from homeless. Because in order for you to house them, the money has to come from somewhere, not from the veteran, because we have billions of dollars in our United States of America. Billions. Let me show you. I'm going to show you a whole lot of money right now. This is a memo that came out August 27, 2025, announcing $818 million in grants to 235 organizations across the country to help veterans who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. This money is for housing and housing counseling, health care, financial planning services. That's another roadmap to another type of housing that I teach you how to do as well. Child care, legal assistance, and transportation. 235 organizations on this list alone received more than $818 million. More than. Oh, that wasn't enough, because if they're putting this much money out in our community and saying, wait, $818 million wasn't enough. 1 month later, on September 23rd, another memo came out on that Tuesday that the United States Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA, announced it will distribute $84 million in grants to 176 organizations tackling veterans' homelessness across the United States of America. Oh, I'm not done. And then just last week, a notice of funding opportunity came out. A notice of funding opportunity came out from the Department of Veteran Affairs for supportive services for veteran families. Hold on, let me open that page. Okay, I highlighted that in pink. They said SSVF expects to award approximately $855 million via this notice of funding opportunity, this NOFO, with over 200 million 200 awards with at a range of 262,000 all the way up to $23 million. And this is an additional 200 organizations. So these three notices alone is $1.8 billion. These three notices alone, $1.8 billion. So why are you asking the veterans to pay again? I'm just asking, but I already know why you're not going after this money, because your business isn't set up that way. You're not set up to receive government funding. You're not set up to be a subcontractor with an organization that has already received that funding. Your business is set up. I'm going to get this money every single month from the veteran. Really now, go right ahead. I'm glad they have some place to live. But if this veteran is that 24-year-old veteran who was recently released from incarceration, he went to live with his family, and after a while, his family said, "Dude, look, we can't handle you. Something wrong with you." You know, we don't know. Families don't know how to deal with veterans, first of all, who have been in the military and then went to jail. We don't know what happens to their minds. We don't. I don't, because I've never been in jail, but I know how to help get them on the right track. I've housed veterans from homelessness through their transition to rentals to becoming homeowners. And these were veterans who were formerly incarcerated. How did they become a homeowner, Yvette? How did they become a renter out of transitional housing, Yvette? Exactly. Well, that's what I teach you how to do in all of my master classes. The first master class is going to teach you how to take them from your transitional housing. And I wrote the book on veteran shared living models. So go to my bio, and get that. And I'm going to tell you why. This is how you enter into veterans housing the right way. This is how you do it with this book right here. With this book right here, this is how you enter the proper way of veteran shared living models, with programs that will pay you, because I show you how to do the research on these organizations that receive the funding. So you can stop saying, Yvette, I want to do veterans housing. Just shut up. Go get the book. Because if you want to do it the way you're seeing it on social media, then go right ahead. You got someplace to lay their head every night. But if you really want to help this veteran, I'm going to show you all of the benefits. Not all the benefits, but I'm going to show you where a number of these resources and benefits come from, so that the veteran does not have to be in that transitional or in that shared living model and that independent living model. Okay, without further ado, if you have not gone to like and to share and to hit those hearts and some more stuff over here on TikTok, please do. Over here on YouTube, on who's over here? YouTube, we've got, I took off my glasses, Instagram and Facebook. Let me know where you all are watching me from. And you really want to house homeless veterans, get the education. To get to me, you have to be educated. And that's why I wrote all of these books. Working in this community for 25 years, housing homeless veterans, from living in U-Haul facilities, living in abandoned houses with 9 children, so teaching at the VA. I have a lot to share, and I just have to get it out so y'all will know how to really take care of our homeless veterans in the community. And don't tell me, what's the government doing about it? I just showed you $1.8 billion. And before that $1.8 billion, there was $4.8 billion. That's still in our community, but y'all don't know how to get it. I've been housing homeless veterans using these programs, getting commissions and contract work for housing homeless veterans, using the money that's in our communities for the past 22 plus years as a realtor and a consultant and a contractor. The money is here. I couldn't survive if I couldn't get paid. I was a single mom. My kids were expensive. My daughter riding horses. She was I took her 3 times a week to ride horses. My son flying airplanes at 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm like, dude, it's time for you to renew your private pilot's license. He said, oh, Mom, I want to do something else. You want another instrument? Because the boy played 10 instruments and he had all but one, the upright bass. I'm like, I can get you an upright electric bass. Oh, it's not the same. Whatever. I mean, that's how I lived, raising 2 children as a single parent, using the money that's in the veterans community to get paid. So for you all to say, what's the government doing about it? Again, it's billions of dollars in the homeless veterans community. I invite you to go to my bookstore. You have my name. I should have put my bookstore over here. Hold on a second. Who is that? Hey, Robin. Yes, get the books, everyone. Yeah, and join the masterclass. Ooh, Robin, I'm working on something else with the masterclass. No, with the intensive to really show the forms. So I'm going to show y'all something. I was supposed to go over here and get a link. I should remember that next time I go on. My apologies. Okay, let me find a link to my website. Did I pull it up? Okay, I am a what you call it? A solopreneur. A solopreneur who is building a nationwide team of entrepreneurs, investors who are very, very much so interested and willing to learn and to house unhoused homeless veterans. You can take a veteran, and this is what I'm teaching my private group. So I'm not going to tell y'all everything because I don't want you going out there trying it and you're like, you know what? I messed up. Don't do that. I've seen it happen so many times. One of my investors, his maintenance guy, he took the voucher and turned it in and messed him up. And I had to come behind him to fix it. So learn, get the information, get the knowledge. So without further ado, I'll tell you again. Veterans, and everybody, I want y'all to go to the va.gov/get started and download the federal benefits book. These are benefits in this book for veterans. You got all types of benefits in the federal. Go read it and find out what veterans can apply for and qualify for. va.gov/get started. So veterans get federal. Let me go to my favorite page. My favorite page 67, and it talks about the money, the $1.8 billion. It talks about that homeless providers grant and per diem program. The GPD, that's the grant per diem program, allows VA to award grants to community-based agencies to create transitional housing programs. So you're telling me, Yvette, I want to house homeless veterans. Okay, then you have to learn how to create a program that is in alignment with the federal government, that's in alignment with the organizations that they granted these millions of dollars, billions of dollars of grants to. That's veterans housing. It's not just sticking them in a room and charging them per bed. You're giving somebody a motel. This is veterans housing, using the money that's in our community that the federal government has awarded over 400 organizations. They have to be responsible for using that money in our community. And as a provider, you have to go get it to partner with them to house those veterans that they need to use that money on. That's just the plain talk, the plainest talk I can give you. So now let's get back in the book. The GPD, that's the Grant Per Diem program, is VA's largest transitional housing program. In this program, they have approximately 11,000 beds. Is that enough beds when we nationally have over 33,000 homeless veterans on any given night? So what is that telling you? We don't have enough. That's why they keep pouring money into the community. I teach you how to get that money. Read my books and join my master classes and my intensive trainings. And then another one here is Housing and Urban Development, Veterans Affairs, Supportive Housing. That's your 𝐒𝐈𝐍. I've been renting 𝐒𝐈𝐍. I can do it in my sleep, literally. And that is extra money on top of the billions that I just showed you. That's your Section 8 voucher, your 𝐒𝐈𝐍. And this voucher is just for veterans, VASH. Let me tell y'all what V, write it down if you want to. Or go get the book and read it yourself. VASH, 𝐒𝐈𝐍. It is on page 67 in that federal book. This is housing. Housing money. Man, I'll tell y'all, my realtor colleagues were like, Yvette, how do you house homeless veterans? And they don't have any money. I'm like, what? How do you get paid? I'm like, commissions, just like you, but nobody. I tried to teach them. I wrote a class back in 2014, taught 2015 and 16, and they're like, Anyway, so now the 𝐒𝐈𝐍 program, that's the Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing. And it's awarded to a veteran who is homeless, who is approved under the checklist, under the intake that social worker does. And this voucher is also approved by the Housing and Urban Development. So you have HUD, Housing and Urban Development, and it's approved by the Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing. That's your 𝐒𝐈𝐍. So you have all of this money in your community because this is nationwide. It's available to use for homeless veterans and those who are at risk of being homeless. If they have payments that they couldn't pay because of whatever, that money is to help that payment, rental or mortgage. So then you've got, that's the federal. What's after the federal? The states. Oh, my. So I found this book today. This book is from 2022, and this is Benefits for Illinois Veterans. You see how thick this book is? This is for Illinois veterans, right? So now you have you got the federal, you got Illinois. I'm telling y'all, money from the federal government comes to all of these branches. You got the federal money, you've got the state money, benefits, and then you have, what's after the state? Oh, here's a whole nother department within the state, and you can go to your state. Mine is Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. Go look and see what benefits veterans can access, can apply for, and what resources veterans can benefit from. So now you have 3 sources of benefits that veterans could apply for. So now I'm not done. Let's go to our local county. This one here is for the Veterans Assistance Commission, Cook County, Illinois. These are additional county level. They talk about some of those over there, but no, this is for county. These are more resources and benefits for veterans. So why are they stuck in that bed? So now we get the veteran from homeless to your transitional unit, where you are tapped into this funding that's floating around our community. they get approved now because they've been with you and they got to leave at some point. Hopefully, you're not trying to hold them there hostage, but if they're under a program, you can't do that anyway. And now they got approved for the next level of funding. Do you even know what that is? So you take them through your real estate portfolio from homeless to transition to your rental unit. Where's that money coming from, Yvette? Who's paying that money? I just showed you who's paying that money. It could be any number of those organizations, including 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐊. So they're on a 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐊 voucher. Let's just say that they're on a 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐊 voucher. And they say, you know what? I found a benefit in Illinois that's saying, well, first let's go back. I found a benefit with the federal government that I can go back to school. So I can use my GI Bill, I can use my post 9/11, I can use this a lot of benefits for education that a veteran can use, even if the veteran isn't using a post 9/11 or not chapter. I got to look in the book. But anyway, let's say now they're using those benefits and they're going back to school and they have their degree now, but they can still be on 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐊 with the degree. And you know what another thing I found, I like the degree and it taught me some things that I think I want to be an entrepreneur. Well, bam. There's another benefit for veterans, and this is called the Illinois Veteran Entrepreneurship Programs and Procurements. And not just Illinois, this is in your state as well. So a veteran can tap into the benefits to become a government contractor. What? Yvette, what did you just say? What did you just say, Yvette? But wait, I'm not even done. But you want to keep a veteran in a bed. Well, we have all of these resources and benefits for that veteran to live and to thrive. Oh, you know what I just did? I just told my story. Oh my God, I'm so serious. Because after I learned, even before I got my benefits back in 2019, I'm service connected disabled at 90%. I'm waiting for my 100% because otherwise I wouldn't even be here doing this if it wasn't something wrong with me. Who sits up every single day for the past 22 plus years talking about homeless veterans and getting them solutions to their problems? Why do I do that? I left the military during basic training. I didn't even get to finish my basic training. I did, 6 or 8 months of drill. So they had it drilled in me because I had to do weekend drills up to the point where I went away to basic training. I got to basic training and my drill sergeant 3 weeks in started raping me. I'm like, I was doing so well. What happened? Just to get home to no benefits. I didn't have any of these benefits in these books. I would go to the VA and they said, oh, we can't do nothing for you. So I know the fight and I know the struggle that veterans go through in order to get their benefits. I had to struggle. From 1983, when I married him, 1985 to 1993. I married him in 87. That's when I lived with him from 87 to 93. I was female Army, wife of a Marine, actively serving. So I went through all of those struggles to now to be a Illinois veteran entrepreneur and in the procurement in the government space. Why are you telling me this, Yvette? Because I've taken other veterans there. Not this far into the government space, but I've taken veterans from homelessness through transition to a rental unit to becoming a homeowner, and I saw them become business owners. Even help guide some in their business transition. That's why I'm telling you this. And I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. So when you tell me, Yvette, I want to house homeless veterans, you're telling me you want to put a veteran in a bed because somebody told you you can make $750 to $1,000 to $1,200 a month. That's good money. I'm not knocking your hustle. But how are you helping move these veterans through that transition to becoming self-sufficient? I'm just asking. That's what I do. That's what my training does. And finally, veterans now in, I know this is in Chicago, the VBE, Veterans Business, VBE is Veterans Business Enterprise Program. This is another certification. And I also have this certification. Oh, by the way, I have 15 certifications, federal, state, and local, and the county. 5 states, but I can teach my program because it's my program nationwide. So this VBE, it says new VBE pilot is now a permanent program. So how does a veteran access the information to become VBE certified and to do business with the city of Chicago that has a set aside of 3% of like $1.8 billion? I have it written down because this is the day that I was there. And I'm like, what? And my business name is right there, VetMentors LLC. Okay, y'all see that, right? That's my company, VetMentors. Hold on, let me show you. That's my company right there, VetMentors. Okay, I'll show you over here too. At second from the bottom, VetMentors. My company was a part of this day right here, VBE Day, for the second year in a row. So that's why when I hear somebody say, Yvette, I want to do veterans housing, what I hear you telling me is you want to get some beds in a room and charge the veterans per bed. My program gets you set up to receive funding from the government and to do business as a subcontractor or as a program provider. You're providing the housing and additional services to help the veteran move from where they are to the rental, to the home ownership, to becoming business owners and investors. That's your program that you're creating that I teach you how to do. So when it's time for you to fill out a NOFO, notice of funding opportunity for a share of $855 million, or a share of 808. That's how much is in our community just from those 3 notices in the past 6 months. So that's all I had to say today. I didn't offend anybody, but I hope you did learn something today. That is just not sticking a veteran in a shared room forever. Forever, ever? Forever. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're not helping us. You're helping yourself. Because if the veteran knew he or she could do better, I guarantee you he or she would. All right. Oh, 45 minutes. Is it 6 o'clock? It's 6 o'clock. So YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, I want to thank you all for watching. And just thank you for watching. Ciao for now. See y'all tomorrow at 5:15. And if you have not registered for my upcoming masterclass, which is this Thursday, email me and I'll send you the link. And also I want to know what type of veterans housing you have in mind so that I can send you a pathway to getting there. So you guys send me an email and I'll send you an engagement pathway. I think I did about 8 or 9 of those today via email. People say, I want to do veterans housing. I want to house a veteran. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Oh. So now I have a system. You email me what you want to do and I'll send you your pathway. You do the pathway, then you get to me. You get the enhanced, you get the intensive training. Otherwise, you're going to still be like, I'll be back in 30 days to collect your bed fee. Stop doing our veterans that way. We get all these benefits. All of them. And those agencies have to use that money. But if there aren't enough providers in the community who know where to go get the money from, get the veterans from, then they're going to keep doing what they've been doing all these years. Because I've seen organizations over the years get the owners getting indicted for mishandling all of this grant money that's in the community to service veterans. One of them, and I always tell this story because I'm like, you know what? My mama always told me, she said, Yvette, if you do right will follow you. I said, okay, mama, I don't like doing wrong because, lying people, they get mixed up in their lies. They forget and have to cover it up. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. But no, just tell the truth. So I went there and I was housing from various organizations back in 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11. All of those years. And I went because I would go and talk to the case managers and educate them on what's going on in the community and find out who is on their caseload so that I can match them up with units for them to go to. Please email your phone number, and I need to understand you. You email. Go to my DM and send me a DM, and I'll send you my email address. And you tell me in the email what you want to do. Just tell me what you want to do. And I'll send you your pathway. Because I know you ordered my book yesterday. Not yesterday. What's today? Monday. So you ordered this book already. Why is it blurry? My lens must be dirty. So you already ordered this book. So just tell me what you want to do. Yvette, I want to do this, and this. Or I'm already doing this, and this. And then I'll send you back is called an engagement letter. How to engage with my community. How do you start? And what's the next steps? Because I want to take all of y'all, everybody on this map. If Massachusetts, if you're listening, Massachusetts, if you go ahead and buy the book, and I sent you your engagement pathway already, you go buy the book and you send me that email. You got to hold the book up. Hold on. You can send me the proof that you bought it, but when you get it, take a picture and send me that picture, because that I show that, and those are real operators or real people who are learning to do proper veterans housing through programs. All of this money comes through a program. It's not just I got two beds in the room. Shut up. Oh, if I get another text message from my Chicago veteran buddies, I'm gonna scream. Because I probably got about, I ain't even gonna lie, about 10 to 12 text messages. Because I don't answer my phone. If you don't have an appointment with me, and I know you have an appointment because I got money in my Cash App. Okay, so you calling me and I didn't see a ching ching, then I don't answer my phone because we do not have an appointment. So they keep showing me, Yvette, did you see this video? They'll send me the Facebook video. I'm like, yeah, I saw that video. I bought the course because I wanted to see what she was doing. Now I'm going to harass you. I don't get harassed. I am. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you the truth of what happened to me. All right, and the way why I am this way now. Because before, I had a BFF, Camille. She's Army veteran too, and we were both single parents together. Our kids same age, and but anyway, she was in a car with me. Now we were leaving Chicago because we had just got a homeless veteran house, and she was talking about, ah, Yvette, they moving in with nothing. I'm like, Camille, I know. What you want me to do? It's enough for me to house them. She said, well, they need furniture. I said, Camille, I know. Why don't you handle that part? You do that part. She said, I will. I'm like, good. I go over her house. She had 3 couches in her living room. I'm like, Camille, why do you have so much furniture? She had 2 chests of drawers. I'm like, Camille. She said, these going to veterans. I'm like, how they getting them? She said, I got to take it to them. I'm like, what the hell? That's what you get. That's why I didn't want to have any part to do with that. These agencies need to be doing that. So I was the vice chairman of the Veterans Commission in the village of Park Forest for 5 years, from 2020 to 2015 to 2020. And we had a huge village-wide garage and yard sale. And when we did that, we had our meeting, and we're like, people are going to be trying to sell a whole lot of stuff. If they don't sell it, they could bring it to where we are and we could take it in. And on that day, I sent out an email. Well, not that day, it was pre that day, but I sent out an email to let the social workers of all of these organizations and the VA know to bring your van, bring your veteran, and come get anything they want, because the village donated the stuff that they were trying to sell to the Veterans Commission. So all of that stuff belonged to us in the Veterans Commission. So now we're like, damn, we got all this stuff. We got to put it somewhere. So it was so much stuff that we rented, the village, the commission rented a U-Haul, and we loaded the U-Haul and took it across town to donate it to a veterans village that was being built out. That's a whole nother story. That guy was a crook. He was a real crook. And I sat at the round table when we were planning his veterans village. So not only was he a crook, but he got my veterans village plan for his, I think it was 6 units up front, and it was another building in the back. And he got the connection by another veteran for the funding. And you know what? Mm-mm, he ain't right. But anyway, so now when we dropped the stuff off at that place, but we still had a whole lot more. So the village gave us an empty storefront, and one of the commissioner's husband built a lot of places where we could hang stuff, and we had a room for furniture and furnishings, but we got too many clothes. There was so many clothes, but the veterans could still come and go shopping for free. And then the fire department came and told us it's a fire hazard because we had so much stuff. We like, well, we know, but we're just waiting for the veterans to come get it. So they shut us down, and we had to go around the corner to another storefront that had a front door and a back door. Makes your blood boil seeing fraud like that. Oh, I didn't even finish telling you the fraud story. Hold on, let me tell you the fraud story. She was doing so well too. Oh my God. And then she was a sister. I'm like, I was so proud of her. I spoke at one of her events, and I mean, she had a lot of people at that event, a lot of people. And some of the veterans were still in transition, so they needed some place to go for rent, and then that's when they would see me. If they were already in a transitional unit, they'll come see me for the rental, provided that her agency paid the rent for 12 months and it was renewable for another 12 months if the veteran stayed in the program and did what they were supposed to do. And I got the veteran who stood over me when I came back to life from my near death experience. God showed me, look what you did, Yvette. Look what you did. Look what I had you do, Yvette. She was homeless and now she's a PhD. And I'm like, okay, God, I ain't going nowhere. I see the fruits of your labor that you bestowed upon me. So I say, hey, how you doing? She said, come here, I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you. I'm like, all right. So can I just tell your secretary to let the social workers, case managers know that I'll be back so we can have our meeting and I'll know what veterans. I'm like, I'm coming to get my money too. I have to house these veterans and I need to know who they are, where they're going. That's my commissions, all of them. So she pulls me downstairs, all the way downstairs, and sits me in a chair, and we're sitting across from each other. Like, what you have to tell me? And I'm always cool, calm, and collected. I don't let too many things, especially not in my business, in the community, frazzle me. Only two things frazzled me. I'll tell you. Alexa, resume play. Two things frazzled me. I should write it down before I forget to tell y'all, because I'll forget to tell you. Let me write it down. Okay, two things frazzled me. Oh, God, this just bringing back PTSD. Okay, two things frazzled me. LED. Okay. The first time. The second time I was pretty much okay. And then the second thing that frazzled me, in this housing home, this veterans, I tell y'all. Hold up. I don't want to forget nothing on this. So, anywho, thank y'all for staying around. Um, Dag, I should have wrote down the first thing that I was the story. Oh yeah. So she's sitting across from me. This is the one that got indicted. Another one was just shut down. I'm like, where they go? Where they go? Where they go? Because they couldn't perform. You have to perform. You have to do what your contract tells you to do. And if you don't perform on that contract, then you're going to lose that money. So that's why those other agencies were taken out. So she tells me, Even I know how we can get some extra money from these investors. I'm like, my clients, who you talking about? What investors? The investors that work with me to house the. So I'm saying this in my head because I just want her to finish saying what she was saying. Yeah, the investors, where they're moving to, let them know they have to pay an extra month. To who? To me, because that's my commission. Once your agency pays them the rent for that veteran for that 12-month lease, month after month after month, and renewable the next year if they're still in the program and they're doing well, what they're supposed to be doing, they continue to get paid by your agency, and I get paid one time upfront commission, and you want me to tell the landlords to pay 2 months? I'm gonna get. You want them to pay me 2 months? I could do that. I could look. I could make a whole new arrangement with them. Then I'll be getting paid 2 months commission. So what are you saying to me? We could split that. I'm not doing that. You're not a licensed realtor. You're not the tenant agent because you don't even have a license as a realtor. You don't represent the landlord. I do. So what do you say? I said, I can't. Do you still want me to house the veterans from your agency? She said, yeah, I got to get them out. Okay, then that's what we going to do. But if I ask these investors to pay me an additional, you're not getting none of it. So I don't know who fell for the okie doke, but somebody had to have fallen for the okie doke because she got what's the word? Indicted. She had to pay that money back. Because one day I got a phone call from her brother, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? How y'all doing? You haven't heard?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you didn't go down too." He said, "No, I was never in the office. I'm always going to the inspections, remember?" I said, "Yeah, but I didn't know what you and your sister would be talking about." So he said, I'm with another agency. I said, "Okay, good. They doing the right thing? Who you with?" So they're hedging wait a minute, what happened? Who making you? Okay, wait, okay. So I was just telling some stories about some indictments over the years of this one agency that was doing so good. She got a second office out in the suburb. I'm like, okay. Mm. So I'm gonna tell y'all two things. I've been on for an hour over on YouTube. Okay, so the two things that frazzled me since I have been working in this homeless veterans community, and the first thing that frazzled me was a veteran who cursed me out. Now, I've had veterans get smart with me, and I had to say, look, that's not what we're doing. Okay. You don't talk to me like that, and I don't speak to you like that. I'm here to get you housed. Anything else, we're not even discussing. Okay, Miss Jones, I'm sorry, Miss Jones. Thank you. Now let's get back to business. I don't play when it comes to housing homeless veterans. What you say? I was referring to about the 2 month renting thing. The 2 month. Oh, yeah, she was. Wait a minute. She was trying to be slick. Yeah, hedging their bets. Somebody did it with her. It certainly wasn't me. Hey, Mel Johnson. I've been missing all of your posts because I've got so much work to do. But I'm really enjoying it, bringing it to the community like this because I've never talked about. Nobody has heard these stories or these phases or these steps before. They know Yvette houses homeless veterans, and a lot of them buy houses. A lot of them buy 2, 3, and 4 flats. How you do that, Yvette? They don't ask me that. They like, oh, you what? So now I'm teaching it to people who engage in my community. You got to go buy some books, and then you can engage in my community to learn more. Oh, what frazzled me? Hold on. Those veterans, they didn't. I'm gonna finish it. Those veterans didn't bother me because they know. Wait a minute, you got PTSD too? You didn't know I was in the army? You didn't know stuff happened to me too? You don't know I can go off on you too? So we got it straight. But this one cat, this one veteran, ooh, his mouth went before his tail. And he found out that night that this was a condo down in Hyde Park that we had put his voucher on. The owner said, yep, I accept the voucher. We did all the paperwork. And her management company that she hired submitted the paperwork, and the inspection time came. I'm at the inspection. He's at the inspection. We're talking to the inspector, going around the whole condo, and the inspector is pointing out all this. I'm like, oh. I'm like getting sucker punched. Every time he'd open the closet door, and cracks are all down the wall. Now, mind you, she was supposed to address these issues. She was supposed to address these issues, and the management company knew because when I took him to see the apartment, I'm looking and I'm writing stuff down. So I sent him a list of things that I see. And he said, okay, my client will make those necessary repairs. Well, we get there, and I'm like, oh, she didn't do nothing. Nothing. So he left, and the management company sent an email and said the unit failed inspection. I contacted the CHA to say, okay, we need a list to see what failed. I contact the management company back, and I say, hey, what is she gonna do? Because this veteran, it's cold outside, and we got to make a move. She says she's not doing anything. She's going to put it on the market to sell. Like, because it was vacant. She moved out of the state, and she was like, I'm already living good. I don't have to do nothing to it. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and sell it and give me some money. I sent this veteran a text message. to let him know. I said, hey, I'm just giving you a heads up to let you know that I'll be presenting you some more units tomorrow because the one that we saw, submitted the application for, the RTA for, failed inspection. You would have thought I told him he was going to the electric chair. This man cursed me out. Like I failed the condo. Like I was supposed to go there and make all the repairs. It was my fault that the repairs. And I'm just taking it. And I'm like, wait, ho. That said, shut the. So that's the one thing that frazzled me because I'm like, wait a minute. I know he's going through some things, but do I have to go through those things and get spoken to like this and still be expected to help you? Because you are still homeless and you still need a unit. That's why I drew the line. So then the second thing that frazzled me was because of him, this veteran, he reported me and told the people at 𝐒𝐈𝐍 that I stole $20 from him. And they believed it. I'm like, what? They blackballed me. I'm like, and this was in 2013. They blackballed me from VA, Jesse Brown VA, 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐊 VA. I could not go there anymore. And I was there every single week, housing homeless veterans, conducting workshops and everything. So I get a phone call from the director with some lady on the phone talking about for $20, but I didn't take his $20. He had to pay a credit check fee to the management company, and because he didn't get the apartment, he wanted his money back. So the credit check fee and everything was $50, and they told me, they said, Yvette, we're going to keep 30 because we're not paying the fee that that he had to get done. So I'm like, well, I'm not giving him $20. I didn't get $20. So that's what happened. He didn't get the whole $50 back that he had to pay. So he told the VA that I stole his $20. So anyway, I get a call from the director and some lady through legal counsel, or whatever, because this allegation was so strong that we can't have our veterans put in unsafe positions like that, and you're not a trusted source anymore, and you can't come back here. And I'm sitting on the side of my bed crying because I know how many homeless veterans there are and still in need of housing. So I said, okay. I should hear me cry, but I'm not saying to myself, okay. And I'm like, you know what, God, I'm gonna do me some wholly different, something totally different. I ain't gonna ever house another homeless veteran. I started making candles. I said I'm gonna be a candle maker. So and it was in the wintertime too when that happened. It was cold out. And that's what helped soothe my mental breakthrough that I was having. And I was getting phone calls from the social workers. I'm like, what are y'all calling me for? I'm on the blacklist, right? Yvette, we can't stop calling you. We don't know what to do with all these veterans. So what we've decided amongst the social workers at the Jesse Brown VA and 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐊 VA, we're going to put service provider, community service provider, but we're still sending them all to you. I get another phone call from the director of Forest Park Vet Center in 2013 to say, you know what? I heard what happened. She said, I have an office over here. If you want it, you can come over here. What? For real? And she said, you can do whatever you were doing at the VA right here. I'm like, for real? I was at the Forest Park Vet Center here in the Chicago, Illinois area for 13 years and conducted over 200 workshops, seminars, and one-on-ones for 13 years. And then guess what happened? The woman who called me on the telephone, the director with the legal counsel, got fired. I'm like, oh, and y'all want me to come back? But before she got fired, the women's clinic invited me to come and participate in a women's stand down. I'm like, look, Diane, I'm not coming back to the VA. I'm at the vet center. I don't need to come back to the VA. The veterans are coming over here to see me. I'm doing my workshops, my seminars. I got my one-on-one clinic hours over here. She said, Yvette, please. I'm like, dang, Diane, why? If it wasn't you, I wouldn't even be stepping foot back up in the VA. But because it's you, I'll come. And we're on the opposite end. So, okay. Maybe I won't see her. But guess who I saw coming down the hallway? The same director. And she didn't recognize me because I don't even think we ever met. And this girl was in the hallway with her baby, her toddler playing, and the little boy running around. And she's standing up there crying because I just got her approved for a 4-bedroom house while I was there with her voucher in hand. And then I drove her there to see the house. And then her boyfriend came to pick her up from the house, and he got to see the house as well. The owner met us at the house and we completed her paperwork. So while we were standing in the hallway, here comes the director. I recognized her. Charlottesville, Virginia. Hey, thanks, Jose. And the girl, she said, oh, what's happened? Why are you crying? Talking to the young lady. She said, I can't believe. She said, I didn't know what was going to happen to my family. She said, I have my vouchers and she just helped me get a house. Oh, you did that? We could use you up in 𝐒𝐈𝐍. I looked at her and I said, Luz, you don't know who you're talking to, do you? You don't recognize me, do you? I said, this is Yvette Jones. Remember, you called me and told me that I can no longer come back and you put a black ball on my name? Oh, no, that's it. That was it. You can come back. That what I'm like, I don't need to. They're already coming to see me. So those two things frazzled me, and it happened by the way of one man. and I was able to step into a new door, and I stayed there for 13 years. So you really want to house homeless veterans. So they outsource their, they have to. They don't do everything. Social workers are social workers. They're not housing providers. They're not realtors, so they don't know how to go in the neighborhood. And I'm a realtor, so that's what I do. So the social workers have to work with the community, and those agencies also have to work with the community because they don't advertise their role in the community. Oh, let me give you one. What state are you in, Ms. JS? What state are you in? I'm going to pull this up and ask you if you've heard of these organizations. The VA doesn't do anything. Everything is outsourced. They have employees, but all the work, all the contracts are outsourced to professionals in the community doing that work. They get outsourced janitorial. Those contracts come up every day. They got outsourced everything, equipment, medicine, everything. The VA doesn't own anything. They're the largest purchasers. They lease buildings. Sometimes they buy them. But for the most part, they have a 25-year lease. Or lease their vehicles. You pull up at the VA, they outsource the parking attendants. They outsource the what you call that restaurant? They outsource the store. What city and state are you in? I need his name because I need to have a conversation with him. Dude, 𝐒𝐔𝐁 has some. The 𝐒𝐔𝐁, they outsource their inspectors. Right now, ask me that again because I don't see it. You just said you need somebody's number. Okay. I apologize for eating live, but I needed that. So thank you all over here on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn for sticking around. And I hope you enjoyed the stories. And if you have not registered for my masterclass and send me an email, or if you want to know a pathway, my pathway to get into the real veterans housing using billions of dollars, then send me an email on that. Okay, ciao for now.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.